Well, we're going to try this again. My iPhone died right in the middle of the reading. So, how to switch phones. And kind of like now we have to start over. Since nobody's going to probably see what I already did, because it died like 4 minutes into the video. So what I was saying is, back again for our Sunday reading for the collective. I did not do one last week, in case you were wondering if you missed it, because I had gone to New Mexico for the weekend to pick up some more stuff out of my storage unit, and I got back early Sunday morning, unpacked the car, went to the store to get groceries and whatnot, came home, fell asleep. Just a little nap. I woke up Monday morning just in time to get ready to get up and go to work. So there was no reading for last week. So I hope everybody is well and doing okay and are staying grounded and healthy. This week's reading, and they were bugging me all this morning about this, and so I had to find the cards. We're using unusual animal messages. And we got some unusual animals. Some I've never heard of or seen. So the first one, we'll just jump right in, because what I was asking is what the animals wanted us to know or focus on for this last week of February. The first card that came, and we did get a jumper, so there's 3 cards and then a jumper card. The first card is the pink Fairy Armadillo. Never knew there was such a thing. And its message is focus on moving forward and leave the past behind. So in case you really wanted to know what a pink Fairy Armadillo looks like, that's what they look like. Kind of interesting little critter. Whoops. And then clumsy fingers. Dropped it right out. They're so slippery, they just slide right off. And this one, to me, it's a monkey, but it's a different type of, it says a Japanese macaque or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody knows how to pronounce that. Wants us to remember the importance of play. And it's interesting that it comes up again, because I shared a video on Wednesday in one of the groups I'm in that of the river otters that I met last summer at Arizona. They really wanted to get the message out that we need time to play. You know, it's sometimes we take ourselves too seriously. Sometimes we take life too seriously. And it was interesting, on my trip up to New Mexico to my storage unit, I did have a very young coyote cross my path. And then I saw a couple beautiful deer farther up on 87. And that's what the coyote is all about too. It's like, learn to laugh at yourself, learn to lighten up, or beware, because there's danger around. Well, there wasn't any danger. So again, it was a message to lighten up, enjoy the trip. So this is the Japanese, however you pronounce that, Macaque. Looks like he's making a snowman, or at least playing with a snowball. The third card is a sea pen. Never heard of that either. This one says we are all interconnected. Again, the Macaque Oyasi, the Lakota phrase, we are all connected. That's what this is saying too. We are all interconnected. We are all related. We all come from the same source. And then our jumper, he's kind of cute. Big fat rat. And he's saying, remember, to laugh. Because how many times do we get, and that's kind of like what the coyote was saying, you know, lighten up, laugh at yourself. So, and these I know, I think from before, they do not go in order. So here's the pink fairy armadillo. So it lives in central Argentina. That could be why I've never seen one before. The pink fairy armadillo reminds us to focus on moving forward and leaving the past behind us. This ensures that we are centered on the things over which we have control, our present and our future. The smallest of armadillos tunnels onward and never looks back. It spends most of its time underground and completely bury itself in a matter of seconds thanks to its extremely sharp claws. It comes equipped with an armored plate next to its tail, which it efficiently uses to compact the dirt behind it as it moves forward. This posterior accessory ensures debris stays out of its face so it can breathe easier. Like the pink fairy armadillo, we need to leave the past behind us so we can propel ourselves forward. Focusing on what has already transpired keeps us anchored to old ideas and behaviors that no longer serve us. Instead, we can choose to learn from our experiences and apply the lessons to new situations. Try this. Accepting what has happened in the past is the first step in being able to move on. We often go back and think about what could have been or should have been. The answers to these questions can consume our thoughts and keep us rooted in the past. Instead, acknowledge the reality of the situation so you can begin to look toward the possibilities of the future. Allow yourself to grieve if you need to. Forgive yourself or others, and ultimately move forward knowing you are a different person capable of making new choices. And I might say better ones. Because it's always, if you don't want to keep doing the same thing, because then you're going to get the same results. So you want to make new and better choices. Now, let's see if we can find this Japanese monkey, whatever it's called. Okay, let's see. There's got to be a different way to find these animals. Like, no, there isn't. Oh, well, there's the rat. So we're going to bookmark that one so we can find it easier. There it is. Oh, that would be another reason why I've never seen that one or heard of it. It is Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu, Japan. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing all those. I've never heard of any of them. Japan, yes. So the Japanese macaque invites us to remember the importance of playing. Being playful increases our levels of happiness and overall life satisfaction. See, now here we go. See, it's called the snow monkey. Knows how to have fun. During winter, juveniles can be found making snowballs and using them for play. They roll these downhill and then chase after them, stand on them, and carry them around with pride. Adults get in on the action too, sometimes playing with the snowballs made by the younger monkeys. So just like the snow monkey, we can remember the value of play. In addition to helping us cultivate a more positive and joyful attitude toward life, play encourages us to stay young at heart and tap into our imagination. Playing gives us a break from our hectic lives and helps us unwind. So try this. Arrange a play date for yourself at least once a week. This might be with a friend or quiet time alone. But the aim is to let your inner child come out and experience playing again in whatever manner you find enjoyable. In addition, think about ways to tap into your playful self throughout the week. Let yourself sing, dance, be goofy, and sit in an attitude of appreciation. You'll instantly feel more aligned and joyful. I like this one, kind of lightening things up a little bit as we start shifting into different energies. The third card was the sea pen. So its habitat is tropical and temperate waters worldwide. The sea pen reminds us that we are all interconnected. We exist as part of a larger ecosystem that relies on interdependence and balance to stay healthy. This unique marine animal takes the phrase better together to new heights. It's not one animal, but a colony of smaller animals called polyps that have banded together to work as a single unit. Now that's kind of cool. The main polyps forms the stalk by losing its tentacles and anchoring itself to the seafloor, while the supporting polyps form the branches. Each polyp has a specialized function. Some polyps assist in digestion, while others might aid reproduction. The colony must work together to ensure survival. Using the sea pen as an example, we can begin to understand how interconnected we truly are, not just with one another, but also with the world as a whole. We exist as a cohesive unit working together. However, when we only focus on our individual needs, it can be a recipe for disaster. This creates an unbalanced ecosystem that can no longer function for anyone. Fortunately, there's plenty of room to honor both our unique selves and our interconnectedness. So, try this. Think about the concept of an ecosystem on a micro level. Your life is a great example. In how many ways is your life interconnected with that of everyone around you? This includes your family, friends, and everyday workers. Now, expand that thought and consider ecosystem on a macro level. This includes society and the world at large. Once you start to recognize the complex reality of interconnected systems, you'll have a greater appreciation for the whole. And you'll realize that it takes a village. It really does. And our jumper, the fun little rat, who just wants to have everybody to laugh. So we have one that wants you to play and one that wants you to laugh. So, the habitat of the rat, all continents except Antarctica. They don't like being cold. They're like me. So, the rat wants us to remember to laugh. In addition to being great for our health, laughter can boost our mood, relieve tension, and strengthen our resolve when times get tough. This deceptively sophisticated rodent knows that laughter is the best medicine. Researchers have found that rats enjoy being tickled. That's a new one. And release high-pitched laughter at a frequency above 50 kilohertz, which can't be heard by human ears. They also experience laughter and frenzied giggling in anticipation of being tickled, playing chasing games, or playing with other rats. In fact, the rats would seek out opportunities to be tickled by jumping to get the researchers' attention. Much like the rat, we should actively find reasons to laugh in our day-to-day lives. Laughter releases feel-good chemicals called endorphins, which act as a natural pain reliever and happiness booster. In addition to helping our mood, studies have shown that laughter can support our immune system and help us live longer. So, try this. Find reasons to laugh in your everyday interactions. You can start by remembering that you shouldn't take yourself too seriously. Where have I heard that recently? Oh yeah, at the beginning of this video, the coyote. When something goes wrong, try laughing at it instead of getting upset. Can you believe how absurd the world is sometimes? Truth is often stranger than fiction and a lot funnier. It's amazing how easy it is to laugh at life when you loosen up and look for the humor in things. Yes, we're going to look for the humor. The humor. And so, that, my friends, is the reading from the unusual animals this week. Now I see why they wanted to be picked. So there we have our pink fairy armadillo, our little snow monkey, the Japanese, whatever it's called. I should look these up sometime and learn how to pronounce them. Sea pen, which it does remind you of a quill from a pen. In the old days when they used the feather, the quills, yeah. And then, of course, our lovely laughing little rat. So, that, my friends, is the final message for February of 2026 for this week, is to lighten up, laugh, make a play date, have fun, relax, laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously, or anybody else for that matter. Laughter is really the best medicine. Whoever coined that phrase knew what they were talking about. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and ask you to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. If you're new to this channel, I welcome you. I normally do these every Sunday, except last week was an exception. And I do have other videos on the channel that you're welcome to, other playlists to go out and watch on antics that I go out and find and trouble I get into, and Bearheart, because he loves to go camping with me. So we've gone on some journeys over the last year and a half or so, and I try to take videos of him because he's hilarious when he's out camping. And in case you don't know who Bearheart is, he's a black cat. Of course, a black cat. So hit the like and subscribe button, share the videos, and we will see you next week for March, how we start March, because doesn't March usually come in as a lion, goes out like a lion? Something about March. So we'll see what happens next week. In the meantime, remember, my friends, walk in beauty. This is Reverend Dr. Elena Skyhawk signing off for now, and we'll see you next week.